Mark, just reflect on the 16-6 win over Featherstone on Sunday, first of all.
Yeah, as we said prior to the game, it were two pretty evenly matched teams, really going at each other. I thought Featherstone started really big, and we had to really muck in defensively and show up for each other. And then, it felt like we took us chances when we got them. And then in that second half, again, what a mammoth defensive effort from the team just to, put it with that onslaught. I thought Fev could be pretty happy, if I'm honest with you, in terms of the possession and the repeat sets and things like that. But really proud of our lads. It was a different sort of win for us. It showed the heart and character of the group, and we're going to need exactly the same again come Saturday in round one of the playoffs versus Widnes.
Because we talked about after Sheffield the defensive display, and you'd said that you weren't happy with the amount of points you conceded. You must be much happier this week with your defensive display as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think any time you concede them, 24 points, wasn't it? You can't be happy with that. You're not going to be winning high quality games of rugby league with leaking that many points. But yeah, I was really pleased with how we showed up, and the key now is not to get bored of that. Make sure there's no complacency. We keep them standards high, and it's going to be a different sort of game on Sunday as it always is, and we're going to make sure that we keep his standards where they need to be.
We've talked about how important the return of Liam Harris was, and he showed it again on Sunday. Yeah. 2 tries for him, and obviously 1 for Joe Brown as well.
Yeah, I thought I could go through 1 to 17 and pick out, a moment in the game that they've shown up for the teammates. But Liam especially, I thought, had a really solid game. Not only what he can do ball in the hand, everyone can see that, but we've been working really hard with him defensively. He's such a pleasure to coach, to say he's the captain of the club. He's one of the most coachable lads there as well, and just really happy that he's on our team. Really happy that he's such an integral part of what we do.
Was it good to see your team as well be able to win a game like that where it is so tight? Because essentially that's giving you great preparation coming into the playoffs. Yeah. You're playing playoff rugby league essentially, aren't you?
Well, I think we've been playing playoff rugby league for a few weeks, haven't we? With the situation we're in. I think it's a credit to the lads and how tight and together they are, and you can't get bored of that. Showing up for each other. You as a coach, you can talk about systems and structures and all that until the cows come home, but ultimately the lads have got to buy into that and buy into each other. And one thing that I've said since week 1 of being here is that we've got a real together group, and I thought on Sunday that showed.
It seemed like a really hard physical encounter, but rugby league played in the right way as well. How did the team come through the test? Have you got any concerns ahead of the weekend?
Just a few bumps and bruises. I thought Featherstone really ramped up and give us a. Featherstone, as I said, they're a powerhouse of the championship over these recent years, and they definitely bashed us about a bit. So, yeah, just a few bumps and bruises as you'd expect, but everyone's ready for Saturday, and I'm pretty sure if we're playing tomorrow, they'd put their hands up to play it. So, a couple of bodies that we'll have to check on, but nothing different to what we normally expect at this time of the week.
Sam Cook was involved as the 18th man. Is he available for selection? Does he come back into the actual matchday playing squad? Or
yeah, Cookie's been available for 2 weeks, so we've just been working on a few things in training with him, but how he responded's been great. He's such a good professional, such as Jack Teamby, Bailey Antrobus, Gano. You could go through the team, even Cunno the week before. There's some real experienced senior lads that we've got to make tough calls on. So Sam Cook will be in contention as he has been. He's definitely one that gives you a bit of food for thought.
And Jack Teamby, as you mentioned, came back into the 20-man squad while Jake Gannon dropped out. Was that just a selection thing, or is there any issue with Jacob at all? Or?
No, Jacob's fine. It was just a selection. Gano's really put his hand up to play in that back row, even though he sees himself as a middle, and really appreciate that he's done a job for the team there. But we've also made sure he get, with Jesse being back, he gets them reps in the middle now. And once he's been playing out wide for a number of weeks, it's important that we give him some reps on the training field just purely as a middle, so he can adjust his game accordingly. Jacob will be, a big part of York moving forward, and sometimes you've got to make tough calls, and it were an extremely tough call, and one that he wasn't happy about, as you'd expect, but he'll also respond the right way and make sure that he comes back stronger from it.
Talked about getting those reps for Jesse D as well. As a utility player, how important is he around playoff time as well?
Oh, massive. Listen, Jesse's got some strike on him, hasn't he? And he's got some whacking him in defence as well. But he'll be a lot better for that hit out. I thought there were periods in that game where I saw him trying to swallow up more air than I thought possible. But to play in that sort of intensity and do that much defending after what I think that was his second game back, it's credit to his character as well. So really happy for him. I thought Akuma stepped up too after a prolonged period out, especially as he's getting older. So there were definitely a lot of tired bodies out there that were having to ask questions of themselves, and it should stand them in good stead for Saturday.
And I think the weekend came just too soon for Will Dagger, but how is he in the mix of things?
Yeah, Dags. I don't. Physio might kill me for this, but I think this week will be too early for him. If we manage to get a performance in this week, who knows? But let's not think too far ahead. We're up for a pretty tough challenge against Widnes. Well coached team. Nearly beat us at their joint a few weeks ago. So again, I know it sounds very cliche, but it's playoff rugby. You've got teams that can put a number on you. Any team in that playoffs is capable of beating the other. So we won't be taking anything for granted. We'll be full focus head on Widnes on Saturday with the players that we've got available, and then we'll have a chat next week if it gets that far.
Finally, on the players, AJ Taus obviously wasn't involved because of the concussion protocols. Where's he at in that process as well?
No, AJ's fully fit again now. Again, at the moment you're in a bit of a blessed position that you've got four wingers that are all high quality wingers. So some tough selection calls, and AJ had done nothing wrong. It's just the people in front of him had also done nothing wrong. So when you're in them sort of positions, you just got to keep your own standards high in training and wait for your opportunity to come again.
And as you said, that's a really blessed position to be in, where essentially it's competition for places all over the park.
Yeah, that's exactly how you want it. I said last week, ideally you want 3 quality players for 2 spots, and it brings out the best in people. And if you don't like that, then don't play professional sport. And it's something that I relish, something that I'm not going to apologise for. And I think it brings out that element of competition that you need in any form of professional sport.
So you talk now about finishing 4th overall in the championship. We'll come on to talk about playoff qualification aside anyway, but how proud are you first of all of that achievement, considering where the club was when you came in at that point?
Listen, we set a goal of getting in the playoffs, but we don't want to be happy just getting in the playoffs. I think I'm very keen to stress that we want to progress in the playoffs. We don't just want to be happy to get in the playoffs. We want to do something in the playoffs now. So I don't think in sport you can rest on your laurels. I think, listen, we're glad we got there. We're glad we got the home playoff, but that's been and gone now. We want to, attack this new competition, which it is. There's potentially 3 games to play or 1 game to play. So we'll take it 1 game at a time, and we want to do something in these playoffs. But every single team in there is going to be saying exactly the same thing.
Yeah. As you said, the reward is very much that home tie at the LNER Community Stadium as well. How significant will that be in the home support as well? Saturday, 3 o'clock, it's got all the makings of a great game as well, isn't it?
Yeah, Widnes will travel well. Widnes, another traditional team that's very well supported, and I think it'll be a cracking atmosphere. I hope it is. I love the York fans, home or away. I think that when the drums go in and then the chanting, I think it's great. For me, that's what sport's all about. And when I played, I loved hearing that noise. And when you get that moment as a coach where you can just listen to it, it's great. But hopefully the York public will come out as they have done all year and support us, and we can create a cracking atmosphere.
You talked about the last time you met less than a month ago, Widnes. It was a 12-6 game. It was a close game as well. What can you take from that game into Saturday?
Well, listen, Saturday's a new game, and I think there will be lessons for both teams to take out of that. One thing I do know is it were a very physical encounter. Another game that could have gone either way, depending on a couple of outcomes. And we'll be expecting the best version of Widnes. As I said, I think Alan's done a cracking job there this year. You know, they'll be wanting to mount their own playoff run, and we're going to make sure that, you know, it's us that comes out on top. So it's got all the makings for a cracking tie, and we're just going to make sure that we don't get too far ahead of ourselves, and we just control what we can, which is putting in a performance come Saturday.
Will the message be to the players at kick-off time? Is it essentially this is what you've been building towards? The whole season has kind of led up to this moment?
Excuse me, yeah, the players will know themselves. You know, I think the key to it is not really going away from your normal training week that much, and just making sure that you nail your own standards and the areas that you feel you need to improve on. So I don't think we'll do too much different. You know, we've done a bit of an extended recovery last night with it being a shorter turnaround, but yeah, just keep things as normal as you can, and you know, roll on Saturday. You know, I'll back them to show up and play.
Yeah, and just finally, it's a big weekend, obviously, for York, not only with the Knights, but the Valkyrie as well in the Women's Super League playoff final as well against St Helens as well, the grand final there. I'm assuming you've probably got a message of good luck as well for Lindsay and the girls in that one as well.
Yeah, I speak to Lindsay weekly, and really chuffed for her and the girls, and you know, it goes without saying that we're all hoping they can get that win. I think what Lindsay and the team's done over the last few years has been exceptional, and you know, they've definitely got all our support, and you know, hopefully they can bring it home come Sunday. Thank you.